Thank you. What a great crowd. What an extraordinary setting. I love this building. It always reminds me of the Sound of Music. You know, it feels like we're in Austria or something. Really, really grateful to see all of you. I want to thank Chairman Richard Hudson. What a great leader he is for the NRCC and the entire team. Lot of gratitude to hand out tonight. I want to thank our entire House leadership team. I want to thank our extraordinary members. So many of them are joining us here tonight. And of course, most importantly, we want to thank all of you for making this possible this evening. This is a big one for us, and we shattered all the records, and I promise you we are going to be a good steward of those resources. We have a big job ahead of us. We truly have a lot to be grateful for tonight, a lot to celebrate, not the least of which is this fact. I don't know if you've been following this, but we now officially have a 7-seat majority, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know. Do the math, okay? It means that we can lose 3 votes now and still pass a bill. It's an embarrassment of riches, I tell you. This job is so easy. This is our first week with our 2 newest members, and they were mentioned earlier, but Jimmy Patronis and Randy Fine of Florida have joined us. Round of applause. And with these 2 great new members, we have gained our number again. We're back to 220 Republicans, and every single one of them are fired up to advance the people's business and to make America great again. Ladies and gentlemen, we simply would not be able to do this if it were not for 2 things. First, incredible support from leaders like all of you. And second, our 45th and our 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. That's a fact. Now, you all rolled your sleeves up this last cycle, and we worked around the clock to ensure that we kept the House majority. And because we all worked so hard, we secured a unified Republican trifecta in Washington. Everybody said we couldn't do it. My friends, I mean, up to the evening before the election, they were writing our epitaph. They said that the Republican majority would go by the wayside. They said there were too many Republicans in Democrat territory last cycle. The Democrats had too much money. They did raise a lot. They said the Democrats' redistricting was too much for us to overcome. But we didn't believe that. The leadership team and every member went to work. The NRCC refused to listen to all of that criticism. We got to work. We shored up our incumbents. We recruited incredible workhorses from coast to coast. Like so many of our members, I crisscrossed the country nonstop. I mean, almost literally every day we were not in session, I was on the road. I did over 360 campaign events, 250 cities in 40 states. I logged enough miles to circle the globe 5.5 times. That's a real statistic. Some of y'all know I was 4 inches taller when I became Speaker of the House. They beat me down mercilessly. But we all did that. All the members worked around the clock and overtime to get that done. And along with our partners at CLF, the Congressional Leadership Fund, my team, we raised $332 million in 11 months to be able to do that. And many of you wrote the checks to make that possible. Thank you for that. Thank you. So here's what happened, and you know, the reason we're here tonight, the reason we're celebrating what we have achieved and looking forward to the challenge ahead is because everybody got to work and made that happen. Our House Republicans defended our majority. We achieved the highest popular vote in history. And we flipped seats in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Colorado, and Alaska. And now we're enacting a bold America First agenda to deliver on that mandate. We hit the ground running since January 3rd. We've been very busy. You've been watching this day by day. We've been defying the odds. We've been making the critics be quiet. Just a small sample of the legislation we passed includes the Lake and Riley Act, which is to save lives from the Biden border crisis. The Illegitimate Court Counteraction Act to defend Israel. We passed the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act. That's right. We passed the Violence Against Women by Illegal Aliens Act, the Halt Fentanyl Act, the Protecting American Energy Production Act, and our government funding bill that put the Democrats on record for supporting a government shutdown and actually ignited a civil war, a political civil war in their camp. Through it all, Republicans in Congress have stayed laser-focused on advancing common-sense, pro-growth policies. And the American people have taken note. Our party right now, my friends, enjoys record high levels of approval. And today, more Americans believe the country's on the right track than at any point in the last 20 years. That's a big thing. In the weeks ahead, we're going to continue to hammer out the budget reconciliation bill, which will be one of the most consequential pieces of legislation that Congress has passed in decades and perhaps in the history of the Congress. Republicans here are committed to delivering President Trump's full America First agenda with that one big, beautiful bill. I'm not going to do it in his voice, okay? We're going to make good on our promises. And what does that mean? We're going to secure the border. We're going to restore America's energy dominance. We're going to dismantle the deep state. We're going to grow our economy and reduce inflation. And we're going to turn America to peace through strength. House Republicans are moving full steam ahead to move the one big, beautiful bill across the finish line and onto the president's desk as quickly as possible. Through all this, we are also implementing our game plan for 2026. And this is what's important to everybody here. What you're investing in tonight is the plan that we're going to take into the field. Our work over just the past months has broken the Democrat Party. While we are at record high approval levels, they are at record lows. They're negative 9% net approval in their own party right now, the Democrats in Congress. Their ideas are radical, their agenda was rejected, and their chances at a majority in 2024 were soundly defeated. Now they have no leader, no message. They have no vision for the country other than to double down on their failed, terrible policies, and they're sending out their emerging new leaders like AOC and Bernie Sanders. That's where they are, right? But we know that they will stop at nothing to get back in the majority in 2026. And if they were able to do that, my friends, heaven forbid, the president's agenda would come grinding to a halt after 2 years. We would see a return to open borders policies. We would see impeachments and corrupt lawfare resurrected. And we would see the largest tax increase in American history. We cannot allow that to happen, and the American people agree. And that's why tonight I have never been more confident and optimistic about the future of our party, our movement, and our country. The media loves to underestimate us. They love to be naysayers, but we have proven them wrong over and over again, and we will continue to do so. I'm convinced that when we deliver on our agenda this Congress, we will not only defy expectations, but we'll defy history in 2026. It won't be easy. We're going to need every single one of you to get us over the finish line. In the last election, we saw a once-in-a-generation demographic shift, and I believe we're going to hold those voters, those new people that came into the party, and we now have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to deliver on those promises. I'll close with this. All of this is not possible without the leadership of a great president. President Trump once delivered the greatest economy in the world, and he will do it again with a little time and a Congress that helps him get there. President Trump once delivered a secure border, and he has already delivered that again. President Trump once restored peace through strength, and he is already doing that again by bringing hostages home, supporting our allies like Israel, and getting our adversaries to the negotiating table. These are the reasons that we're so bullish about the historic moment that we are in right now. We're all in this together, and President Donald J. Trump is leading the way. So tonight, we want to thank you all again for your support and your trust in us. I want to assure you that we will not let you down. God bless you for standing with us. We appreciate you so much.